Try something a little different with the music here tonight. Let's see what this playlist is like. Let's see. All right, I can get into it. What's up, stream? Welcome. Got your host here, Jet. We're gonna be playing some Tarkov, doing that beginner style content. If you're looking to learn a little bit about the game, you want to understand how to thrive in a way that, you know, just becomes more approachable to someone that's new. Stay tuned. We're gonna take you through some of my strategies, some of my ways of playing that make the game easier for me, and just in general a way that I think that most people can approach the game, especially at the beginning. I mean, this is totally a viable strat that you could play the entire way. It's a way that I like playing too, but it's sort of I would describe it as a methodical, awareness-based, knowledge-based strategy. And you know, I use the word methodical at the start to really accentuate the approach, and that, you know, take things slow. It's all calculated. Doesn't need to be a crazy rush style game, and you know, we do all right. Just crossing some T's, dotting some I's here. I think we're good to go. Been a busy week. Had a little like kind of quiz test thing. It's freaking cold here. Even got a toque on today. Okay, let's see. I think we're good. What's up, everyone? So I'm gonna tune into my character, see if we can get maybe some fuel. Sold out of fuel. The great fuel crisis of 1999. What do you take? Oh yeah, let's get some propañas. And I know it's not 1999. Oh my goodness. She. Okay. We're not doing that. What about you? No, I'm not making super water yet. Once I'm making super water, this will be totally fine. Pineapple juice and super water. I need to get my hideout upgraded just a little bit more. So we're gonna pop back out here in about 37 minutes. That's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some of this stuff on my character. Actually, I need to craft one more blue powder. So this would be one of the strategies that any player should take advantage of. So this is, you know, just a hideout. The hideout can produce a large amount of income. It can save you a lot of money on the stuff that you use. So an example of this would be the workbench. I save myself a lot of money by crafting ammo. That's one example. You can create something called the Bitcoin farm, which even if you're new to the game, you've probably heard about this in the game. Probably heard about it. And the Bitcoin farm earns more than what the whole hideout costs to run. And then you can do a bunch of other stuff. You can take old meds and turn them into something productive in the med station. So that's one way of making profit in there, or saving yourself money. Lavatory. So basically there's like 3 places that you would get going. So you need med station. Specifically med station level 2 gives you a good amount of options. Workbench level 2. Workbench level 2, you can start making ammo, and if you wanted to be making profit that way, you could make ammo and then sell it. And then there's a piece to the workbench that really opens it all up into the profit way. And then there's the lavatory. Lavatory also will make you profit. You can take your old empty fuel cans, so you can actually, you don't need a full one. And anything that takes a resource in this game, if it can be empty and still be there. So an example of this would be a fuel can. Fuel cans can be empty and they're still there, but an example of something that's not there anymore. If you take painkillers and use the last one, the painkillers disappears. You don't end up with a 0 of 4 painkiller. So you can take your empty fuel and craft 2 different things. So you can use the, let's get this here, you can use the blue fuel containers to make a mag box, and you can use the metal fuel containers to make a a grenade case. So either of these 2 are going to be good, and then you can take your mag cases and craft a scav junk box. So there's definitely a lot of profit to be made in the lavatory, and you specifically need lavatory level 2 to get most of that going there. So definitely take advantage of the hideout if you're not already. This is concerning. Why is nobody buying the flechette rounds? I don't know what's going on here. Where? So like, when I see timers like this is always concerning to me. I'm like, oh, nobody's buying this stuff. Whatever. You know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna sell it to this dude. Don't really care about the profit. Oof. I could have sold the empty stuff. Actually, no, that's that's a really big waste. Let's see what happens. I don't even think that this is much profit there either. Anyway, I'm gonna hop into a scav run right away, and we'll show you some stuff. Or actually, not right away, in 13 minutes. So I'm gonna hop into a PMC run right away. So I'm gonna do the same sort of approach that I would on a scav run. I'm gonna go mostly for loot. I'm gonna move around the map and just really pick my spots. I'm gonna try and move quite intelligently around the map, and just my goal is going to be to acquire loot, and I'm going to gain experience by acquiring loot. I'm going to get some scav kills here and there, and I'm using a really basic weapon kit. This is actually my favorite budget kit in the whole game. You can ignore this guy here. I would replace this with, if we go to the flea market, type in war. If you don't have access to the flea market, just get the level 1 rig from Ragman, and we would get one of these little rigs right here. So these rigs are it's got a 2x2 space, 2 1x2 spaces, and 2 single square spaces. It's a good rig, and it's cheap. So you can see here it's 11, it goes up to like 15,000. I think they actually sell for 18, but they go down quite low because there's a ton of them. And if you didn't have that, then you would just use this little level 1 rig right here. So this is like my approachable, you're maybe not even level 10. You've just found some stuff, but if you're level 10, then you get this stuff. You get the Zuck 3, which is like low tier, but like good tier 3 armor. If you wanted an upgrade version of that, Ragman level 2 sells this armor right here, which is the same tier 3. It's got more HP, but this blue one is fine. You're gonna find it everywhere, and it's cheap. So I use that. Classic helmet, headset. You always want to have a headset in the game. And then I'm just going to have a basic MP5, no upgrades whatsoever. All right, and I'm going to make sure I've got my mags, I've got my meds. I need a Salua here. I'm just going to bring this guy. You would take in whatever kind of meds you have available to you, just making sure that you can fix a heavy bleed. You can fix a light bleed. Oh, sorry, I think that one, I just described a heavy bleed on a light bleed. So you got a light bleed, heavy bleed. You want to be able to fix a break. So, some sort of fracture. You want to be able to remove pain. It's my painkillers. And then you want to heal HP. So you could just take a bunch of these in. You could take 2 of those in, maybe 3. And keep an IFAK for backup in your container. So since we got some time to kill, let's go into customs here on the PMC. And we'll see how this goes. So there's a couple of strategies that you can utilize in order to make a decent amount of money on your PMC. One of them relies on the fact that you've insured everything, and we're going to do something called insurance frauding. What that means is I'm going to pick up gear that is equal or better to my gear. I'm going to wear that, and I'm going to hide my gear somewhere around the map, ideally. So basically, I've insured my gear, and then I'm throwing it into the map purposefully to try and get it back through insurance. And if you hide it in a decent enough place, then most of the time it's going to come back to you. Another nice thing of doing that is that if you have hidden a couple of your items around, like you hid your backpack, maybe you swapped your helmet, maybe you got another armor, and you hid those around the map, and then you do unfortunately die, you're not going to die with all of your own stuff. You're going to die with the other stuff that you found. So there's a nice little like security blanket that you're building in there as you play the map. Where you'll notice you'll get slowed down are in moments where you're trying to trade your rig out. So that can be a slow process, and I'll show you how we can try and accomplish the rig swapping as quick as possible. But we're gonna see what happens, basically. So I've been doing a lot of these streams lately. If you are newer to the game and you want to see how these have been going, all of my past broadcasts, they should all have the same thumbnail on them, and they're done in a similar style. So it's meant to be approachable beginner content. And the purpose of me going through this is that I know that the learning curve in the game can be quite steep, and so knowing, you know, how to approach the game in an easier or more simplified fashion is going to allow people to feel like they're succeeding in Tarkov, because it can be really challenging right at the start just to get settled in the game. There's so much to learn right at the very beginning. It's absolutely overwhelming. And so what most people end up doing is they go in, they lose their gear, they don't really have a set strategy on how to earn new gear and earn money, and then they're broke, and then they think that hatchet running is a good idea. Now, if you were like, I think there's only one real reason why I would say hatchet running is a good idea, is that you want to play without game sound on, you're watching a movie on another monitor, another screen, and or you've got like music, or you're doing something else other than just playing Tarkov. I would say then that's like probably a good use of your time. If you're wanting to just like make some extra profit, go hatchet run then. But you can make way more money by bringing in like at least the kit that I'm using right now, and then going and playing a raid. So if you're going to be active in the raid, there's no reason to use, you know, just a hatchet. I would even dare say that just a pistol with like really terrible rounds. So like the MP5 here, we're using what I would classify as terrible rounds. They're only 20 penetration. And those will still, like, because I'm shooting a lot of bullets, I have a much better chance of actually getting takedowns. Whereas opposed to a pistol, unless you're like really hitting your shots, and even then, like, I feel like sometimes with pistols you're like, I have my cursor on the dude's head, but he's not going down. So yeah, I basically don't really ever do pistol runs unless I have to, or if I'm using like one of the good pistols with good ammo. And that's usually for a task. Like I don't usually just do pistol runs, but if you are just doing pistol runs and you're using the right one, like an FN57 has a really good ammo available to it. That's got over 30 pen. I think it's like 34 pen. Can't remember. It's the SS190 round. Same thing that you would put inside a P90. So you can take that pistol in. If you're just trying to do cheap pistol runs, you can take down anyone with that pistol. The pistol's great. Specifically, you can take down anyone with that round. So it's really more about the round than anything. It just happens to be that gun is the best gun to fire the round. And you don't get access to that weapon until you have Peacekeeper level 3. So that is a challenge there too as a newer player. So you don't like pistol runs are kind of weird. I would recommend using an MP5, PP19, you know, if you're going to use the PST GZH that's available early on, or using a Vepr or an AKM. You would have to have found those until level 10, and then using the 7.62x39 PS rounds. So those are both rounds that are available to you right at the beginning of the game. Another good one would be an ADAR. They actually just added the ADAR for purchase, I think, on Skier level 1, which is great because Skier's kind of a pain to level up. And then you can use the M855 round from Peacekeeper. You purchase that with dollars. I don't have sound. We need sound. Sound. Okay. This is an interesting spawn. We're actually kind of in the middle of a whole bunch of people, so we'll see how this goes. So one of the advantages I'm able to create for myself, and this is, I'm gonna like really press on the fact that Tarkov is a knowledge game, is I know where people will be coming from, and I know which angles to go in and clear first. So this is This is something that comes with time. But basically where we are right now is another spawn. So I would have encountered the player. Where we spawned, so this is actually, this is the you know, I was talking about those pistol rounds. So it's a 5.7 by 28 round. This isn't the round that I was talking about. I don't think this is a particularly good round, but that was the one that goes with that pistol. Let's just put that in there. Every time I grab loot, my character's leveling up, so sometimes you'll see me pick up stuff and then just discard it. And I have discard bound to my Z key, so I can quickly do that. That helps me do my swapping. So we spawn just down ahead, and there's a player spawn off to the left down the hill, or sorry, up on the hill. Like we have to go down the hill and then up, and then there's the player spawn there. There's one right here, and then there's actually one down that way. And if someone was running up here from down there, they'd be getting here right around now. And this is just like, this is knowledge that I've built over time. So I understand where the spawns are. I understand how fast the player movement can be. And so you can start to get a sense, well, okay, well, I could have engaged someone within 10 seconds here from where I was. And then the next wave of person, or the next wave of PMC would be like 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. And they haven't come up this hill. Usually the person that spawns down there, they run straight to dorms. So we're just going to listen for a sec. I'm going to reload my Mosin if I brought ammo. I'm just trying to level up my sniper skill, and I also need to get one more kill with an unscoped Mosin at 40 meters. It's good to take your time too early on. If you have a weak kit, having fights against somebody with a really strong kit is going to be a struggle. So you're gonna have to really be able to pick your fights, and picking your fights is also a challenge because you might overcommit into an area and there's no way to really get away. So until you have a good understanding of the maps, the angles, and you approach places cautiously, you might get caught, like, you know, just too far forward. An example of this would be, you know, if I came up to this corner and I'm waiting right here for someone to come around, that's cool. But if I've gotten all the way up here, this is overcommitted. So, you know, fighting from right here, checking it out, or staying close to cover. So you have to be more cautious the weaker your loadout is. So I like to kill time looting at the start of a raid. I find that spending time looting and being in, you know, non-high traffic areas is going to allow me to continue the raid. And if I want to get into those higher traffic areas for a task, I'll do that later. But for now, we're just trying to keep really aware, moving to and from the loot that I want to go after while we look for people. And if we look for or if I see somebody, if I see an enemy, I'm either going to try and take them out right away, or I'm going to put suppressive fire on them, like maybe a couple shots on them, and then I will try and get away if I see it as a bad fight. A little Veritas pick. Got some fuel conditioner. So you'll notice that I'm alt-clicking that pistol, so I just clicked on it. Alt-click will put it in my inventory. Control-click puts things into my backpack or my rig or my pockets, depending on where I have space. And alt-clicking as well as control-clicking are two of the little button, like the key map buttons that you have available to that are going to like change the kind of player that you are. It seems really simple. You're like, oh, it's just looting, right? But a lot of people loot really slowly, and you can take advantage of that. So if you can loot quickly, you're going to be more aware in the raid. You're able to get onto a body, get what you want, or get into a loot area, get what you want out of it. Notice that I just cleared over here. It's very unlikely that someone's going to be here, but I was ready for it. So just kind of looking up ahead to see if there might be anyone walking up. Tried to go prone there, but I failed. If you press prone after you try and loot, and give yourself enough room, so I think what I didn't do is give myself enough room. If you press prone after you loot, you can actually get a prone in while you're looting a container like that. Otherwise, your character, if you were prone before you started looting, he would just, he'd go into a crouched position. Most of the time, I don't run around the map, depending on where I am. You know, painstakingly and through plenty of trial and error, figured out where it's okay to walk. And generally, it's, you know, the more you know the map, like I know that very few angles can see me. Like there's one up here, there's one maybe just around this corner here. So most of my side and my back are covered by some sort of cover. So again, like here, not overcommitting would be coming up to this point and being ready. If someone just came over the crest of this hill, I could take fire and then immediately get behind cover, reposition, and you know, make a different choice. But if I came right out to here and then I got in a fight, I'd be in trouble. I'd have to take the fight. So just trying to scan to the right as I move up. It's the same deal here. You know, we're going to just kind of approach this angle cautiously. The main filter I have whenever I'm approaching angles like this, and we were talking about it with like the limitations of the gear, is I like to say, like, you need to respect your gear. So if you have weak gear, you can't play like you know, you can tank a whole bunch of hits and like your weapons are just going to rip through everyone. You don't get that advantage. You have to be tactical, you have to be smart. So we interact, go prone. Can't remember, does this go in here? No. That would have been too nice. No reason for me to swap these two pistols. I don't think one is that much more valuable, though. Especially early on, like this is a favorable pistol. The P226 is a good one. The M9A3 is a similar caliber, has a larger pistol. Has a larger magazine. And when you separate these magazines from the weapon and you sell them on the flea market, you'll get a considerable amount. The magazines are sometimes worth quite a bit. And this goes down as more and more players unlock the different things in the game. So we got some food. You'll see me organizing my inventory in this way. I have a system that I like. I'll keep this too. So I like to put my most valuable things at the bottom. That way if I need to get rid of anything, I can just discard stuff at the top. And then I like to keep my one square items on the left, my 2 square items on the right. Hey, what's up, Gat? It's pretty good, man. I had an English essay today that I like wasn't too happy with how it went. Felt like I ran out of time just so quickly. I blinked and like 45 minutes were gone. I'm like, oh gosh. So I was very rushed in my writing. I didn't get to edit it as long as I want. I don't expect a very great mark. But I made an appointment with so like we have these things, this place called the Writing Center, and they'll actually like go through your stuff with you and help you out with it. So like the main goal is just to eventually like know exactly what I'm doing, be able to do it quicker, and so I'll get some practice. Hopefully that'll help. But otherwise, I'm good. Always like Tuesdays. Get a little streaming time, some non-computer like schoolwork time. Whoa. I just checked my mag. I think I went prone like real quick, huh? Thank you. I get over across the street here. I don't want to get caught on that other side. So at this point, it takes some time, reload my mags. I'm not in any rush to get over there where the body is. We know now that it was a scav. I wasn't sure at first. Sorry, an NPC. But we'll find out what else is going on over there. And I managed to get a Mosin kill, so I got the last one that I need for my task. Well, it's all right, Gat. It's part of learning, right? Can't be amazing at everything. It was a challenging essay. It's one that I don't have a ton of practice at recently either, so I'm gonna you know, I'll be patient with myself and just spend time working at it, getting better. It's got some ammo. Just gonna get rid of alkali. I don't think they're worth that much. Got a hemostatic. Those are worth... So whenever I'm looking at loot, if you see me pass something by, it's because I know that it's worth less than 10k. And I go, whatever amount it might be worth divided by the squares it takes up. I can't remember how much this is worth. It might be around 20k. But I know that the hemostatic is worth about 10k. This is right here. This is actually a really good for the 7.62 AK. So I guess it goes on all three. So this is like the highest recoil part. I imagine this would be worth around 30 or 40k. I'm planning on eating the food. Duct tape, I don't, so I think everything up here isn't that great. Oh yeah, this pistol grip is only +5 ergo. How you doing today, Gat? So I'm gonna go to the back of this area and then I'll go up and loot my dude a little later. If you rush into these areas where there are player spawns right near the beginning, you're quite likely to get a PMC fight. But as the time goes on, this essentially this raid now will be just like it would be for a scav run. Because 10-15 minutes after that's gone, the players will still roam the map, but you're not going to get a concentration of them in any one place unless it just, lucks out to be that way. Oh, hello, Shanna. Nice to see you. Nice lady. Doing tasks. I like it. How far along are you in your tasks, Gat? Are you getting up there in levels? I run just to break the lack of cover. Get over to this spot. Now that I have cover, I can keep coming around. Nice and slow, methodical, as we said earlier. This building on my left is one area where you will run into some fights. We're still going to go up here and check. It's a building where we can get some fuel. Throw the roubles right in there. I guess we'll grab some shampoo for now. So I want to make sure that there's nobody in here, because if I just... I'm keeping pretty trained on that doorway, because that's where someone would peek me. If someone was up here before I came in, and I didn't clear the building, I could end up in a lot of trouble. Alright, we're good. Got a light bulb. Gonna have to start getting rid of some gear. Another light bulb. So I just discarded the splints. They don't have a beanie quite as stylish as mine. Mine's for warmth, too. It's cold, dude. How you doing, Jersane? The only one you got done was debut. That's good, man. Progress, right? And your game's running fine now, you were saying. That's awesome. Just listening there for a second. Continuing to loot now. So I gotta manage my inventory. I gotta make sure that I don't fill up a mag reload spot. I can't remember how much these are worth. I think they're only worth like 5k now. These used to be worth a lot. They were part of a mechanic task. Got a key. That's a nice 50k right there. And the nice thing about a docs case is you can obviously throw your keys and your money straight in. Some cigarettes. We're just gonna get rid of those. Listen for a moment. Don't hear no footsteps. Check out the ammo. The grenade case. Oh, reading over notes. I'm gonna have an evening of that too. So see there, I control clicked this guy. It counts it as a grenade, so you end up having to click and drag it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of you. Just gonna eat you. And I don't think this LCD is worth that much. Trying to examine the sound as I hear it. Make a note if anyone might be close. cruising nuts. That's what we're looking for. These things are worth not that much. I think matches are actually getting up to about 10k. Man, people just leave garbage everywhere in this game. So I'm just taking a second right here to hear. This is an alternative to going and clearing every small nuance of the building that I'm in. I would hear somebody moving just slightly, I think. Now we'll take our risky loots. These toolboxes are awesome to loot, by the way. Like, I never pass up a toolbox. Still trying to rely on my ears. There's a key spawn right on the couch. Nothing this time. And dude's got a gauge. Got another screw nut. Another key spawn right here. You can get a factory key. And since we're here, we may as well go up and have a look at these weapons cases. I think the gauge is actually worth more than the fuel conditioner, so we're going to move it along. And then there's another weapons case right up here. So as I was going up, I'm just looking down at that door. Looking to see if I can spot anyone. I'm gonna preemptively get rid of some of my lower value loot. Don't think that... So a lot of these handguards aren't worth taking out. And almost any item that you see that's 3 squares long is pretty much like not worth. I can get rid of this broken LCD, so that's worth. This can get worth. Pliers are on the lower end. So I think these top 4 here I'll probably get rid of. I guess the bulb is in the same category. So I'm mostly min-maxing my space until I get some more space. And we're going to go out and check out this scav on the left up here. So that time when I came around the corner, I was ready to hip fire somebody. I would strongly encourage people to practice point shooting or hip firing, whichever way you want to call it. I think it's officially point shooting, but most of us understand it as hip firing. It's really, really strong in the game, and as long as you get into some raids and practice, you can get quite good with it. Having a laser device will always make it more accurate. Where's my dude? Dude? There you are. Figured he had something like this. What I just did there was I put my weapon on his back. I equipped his and then discarded his, and I get the experience for looting it, which is quite a bit. It's like 75 experience in some cases, I think. Listening for a sec. I close the door. Some peas. Peas. Yo, what's up, Corey? Found marked room keys. I've been running that. Yep. Yeah, the marked room's great, dude. You can make a lot of money on them. And being in dorms is fun. You know, you get the combat experience. Why don't you ever have a wristwatch? This guy's just holding out on me. 50 tries. Dude, the marked room's fun. It was worth so much money at the start of the wipe. I don't know what they're worth now. I like to have it just in case I want to go, but I don't necessarily need to. And I found really early on too that people just weren't hitting the marked room. Every time I'd go there, even late raid. Okay. This is good. Always get the jackets. Jackets are important. Now while I'm looting in there, I'm going to come in here and combine my other loot. So this is something else that I like to do is combine, like try and combine your looting time with something else. Listening for bad guys. I want to go into that room right up there. It's got some computers. We may as well. There's a scav homie right on the other side of this wall. We might go for him in a little minute here. Yeah, the different keys, once you get access to them all, they can really change a map too. I like running reserve. Or sorry, well, I do like running reserve, but I like running interchange once I've got the I'm really wondering what those other shots were. It's kind of weird. Now we gotta make some choices. Probably gonna need to drink my... cola here. And I don't think, like, I'm trying to decide if keeping 8 of these bullets is worth it. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble here. Pretty sure I heard some more feet. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Alt click, discard. I just don't know. Yeah, keyed rooms are a lot of fun. Oh, we got an SSD. Nice. I think PSUs are still worth a fair bit. We're gonna make the call here and grab that. I know these can get up to about 15k. So we'll get rid of you. I think what I might just do is reload these 12 rounds here. Need ammo. Game says that we have 3 million worth of loot on us right now. Oh, okay, right, all my keys. It's like, what? Why so much? I'm doing this so I can level up my sniper skill. It's kind of an obnoxious thing. You need level 7 sniper skill later on in the game for a task, which I probably won't even get. But it's better to be prepared early, right? Oh, more food. Could be worth a bit. Don't know. Let's get rid of the DVL mag. I didn't even know that the food items spawned up in here. I was like, look at all the light bulbs. We put the light bulbs there. I want to find some bolts. Thanks. You just gotta say it, I think. That's the trick. But what do we do? Where do we put them? Let's get rid of you. A Moda? Med bag. I forgot about you. What you got in here? A grizzly. Just in case, right? Metal scissors. Oh, goodness. Okay, we're getting rid of that. Can I put this on my weapon somehow? Probably just eat the food. So what I'm gonna do is put that there, put this here. Grab you. Eat. Just do a little peeksies. So I just need to find some drinks and then I'm good. More bolts! Yeah, this is something else I should be doing. So transferring out lower value for higher value. And I need these too. Let's get rid of you. I'm gonna put you there. You here. I remembered to bind my thing. I've got my Vaseline, which is why I was fine with getting rid of the painkiller. Oh yeah, and be careful if you see something like this. You're like, oh, milk. That'll hydrate me. It does not. It does the opposite of that. It's a good way to die in the raid. Who's the best trader to sell keys to? Therapist, for sure. Always therapists. She actually pays the most. Her and Jaeger pay the most for stuff. Actually, I think Ragman pays the most, but Ragman buys very few things. Yeah, Ragman, then therapist, and Jaeger. And then mechanic. And the other two you only sell to if you need to. That's a big gun. So one of those ones where you're like, oh, don't shoot. So I need to get to the other side of the map. Now seems like a good time to get moseying. Looking for the sniper scav. Now once I get around cover, I'll be good. The only thing that I'm kind of disappointed in is I haven't found a way to expand my space anymore. And I would do that by finding another rig, putting that in my backpack, and then filling up that rig with stuff as well. So hopefully we can still come across that. Paying more attention to my left, as I know that the left is more dangerous than my right there. It's not it's not safe for me to have not cleared both sides of the road before I cross, you know. Same rules apply in Tarkov as they do to cross on a road without a crosswalk. Always clear both sides of the road. Therapist is the most trustworthy merchant. Hey, look at this. Upgrades. I guess I avoided that one earlier. I think. I don't even know. No, actually I know. I remember I eluded that. It's funny, I wonder where somebody found one. That's what it looks like is someone found another rig, or sorry, some armor somewhere and then ditched the one that I'm not wearing. But it seems like it would be a scav, because mine's found in raid. The questions. So my eyes just like jump around from different potential spots where someone could be there as I go down. Some Mosin. So trying to pick up the pace a little bit here. Toolbox was looted, that's okay. Oh yeah, and someone was asking me too, like, do I lean and then peek? Do I peek and then lean? Like, you know, what do I do? I think I do a mixture. So sometimes I'll peek here and then like a little side step out, and then sometimes I get right to the spot where I want to be, and then I use the peek to finish off where I want to be looking. And keep in mind too that that is going to be different than this. You get a wider range of view when you ADS. But I see people do this all the time where they'll get towards the end, they plan to look up here and then just do a quick little lean in or quick scope in like that. I think as long as you keep a very small amount of your character exposed as often as possible whenever you're about to take you know, a peek into a new lane, anything that's going to put your character in danger, as much of your characters... Oh, I just thought I saw something out there. I'm seeing stuff. Yeah, as much as you can hide your character whenever you're in those situations, the better. So beyond that, there's no like right or wrong way. So 10 minutes left. There's obviously still some people making noise in the map, but we can be moving a little bit quicker. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get caught though. So I like this little nook of trees. You get a lot to protect my back so that I can start focusing on the other areas where I might see danger. I like going down this way. I will go run along the side of the dorms quite a bit, but this is, I'd say, my preferred way. Somebody left a beanie right there. What's that guy doing? I think it was just an NPC too. So you'll notice, like, I immediately go into a reload despite what, like, might seem a dangerous position. But I got my ears really close to this wall, so I'll hear anything coming up. I cleared this angle to my right. And I stepped back just far enough so that it can't be seen, you know, aside from this bush right here. So, like, most of the area around me is clear. This is kill armor? No. No, this is the one step down. That would be nice though, right? Can you imagine someone leaving a fresh kill armor? +1 for our fallen comrade. Oh yeah, we can get a knife. Awesome. Wanted to loot the tire over here. No reason I went over. Oh, someone else got it. That's fine. So I know that there are always a few scavs potentially in this area, so that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm not worried about my sound. Mostly just wanting to scout before I move down in here. Everyone's favorite loot cache. Already grabbed. So I have an entire bag full of 10K per square loot. There's so little reason for me to go wander into the dorms right now. I might get a small return. Like I might add 200K if I'm able to get the right stuff. But I'd be risking all of my potential earnings right now, which is quite a bit, just for that 200K. So it doesn't seem all that worth to me. If I didn't care about money or I didn't care about the survival, you know, side of this raid, then sure I'd go in there just for the kicks. Hey, look, more money. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sorry, bruh. You just lost all your stuff. When you're clicking and dragging to try and pick up a rig, I'd recommend picking up your 1 and 2, or moving your 1 and 2 square items first. I'm going to take off his sight. This is the most valuable thing on his body. I don't think we're going to do anything with that. But what do you got in the bag, buddy? Oh, a little drum mag for an MPX. Let's get rid of you. So now we're just packed full of loot. And then, why not do this? Character might be a little bit fat. Always clear that right angle there. And the fire's here. That's nice. The dude was just waiting there for me. He almost got his insurance. Poor guy. I didn't check his mags. Normally that would be a good practice as well. You want to check the mags to see what kind of ammo they have in them. And there's a lot of ammo that actually looks different. So you'll see people, they'll like double click on a mag, turn the mag towards them so they can spot the ammo. Certain ammos will have like a different colored look to them, or even like a blue tip to some of the bullets. There's a couple different calibers that do that. So there's definitely some strategy in looking at the ammo, but you definitely, like, I didn't need to go and take the time for that. Night raids are a horror game, dude, especially with cultists now. Ooh. I noticed you can't hold your breath while leaning, or at least I tried you can't. Interesting. I don't know. I can't confirm if that's true or not. He might be right. Might totally be right. So I'm going to get rid of this backpack. I'm going to put it in my stack. So the nice thing about this, if you have like just a stack of backpacks in the bottom and you have one empty one, just control click and then put your new stack back where the other ones went. This one like messes with people's minds when they're trying to organize their inventory. So again, like if this is your situation, just ignore that I have a case here. If you have your stack of backpacks, which, you know, mine's just backpacks and backpacks and backpacks. So I take my old stack, I put it in my empty backpack, and then I put the whole stack in there. That's it. Never tried night raids before. They're good to do if you're trying to play on like the, what, you know, quote unquote the DL. Oh, I guess I did take his mags. Ah, one step ahead of myself. Perfect. Perfect. So this armor, like, I don't love this armor, but since it wasn't, if this was lower in HP, I wouldn't have taken it. And because it's, so I would say when you have armor around the 75% mark, it's worth considering mechanic as the person repairing it. And obviously we get a better repair rate. So 7.7 to 10 versus 13.3 to 7.2. Most of the time mechanic's not worth it, but if you have like a small amount, again, like, you know, somewhere around that 75% range, then consider mechanic and see what the cost is, and you'll be able to work out like what's a good idea and what's not. Some armor it's definitely not. It's going to be more than buying a brand new armor, but in this case here I can make this up, and I'll just wear this armor now for my next raid. That other armor would have made me profit, but this armor's this is a good armor for you if your survival rate is on the lower end, and that's because it doesn't repair well. So if you're getting better and better at surviving, or you find yourself regularly able to insurance fraud, so lower level armor usually more applicable to this, then you want the armor that repairs well. And if you find that you die a lot, then get the armor that doesn't repair very well, I would say. Generally that armor is cheaper for what it is. So this one you don't get access to until much later, but one of these guys we get from Ragman. I think it's level 3, and it's around 115k. Okay, 126k from Ragman. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of money for an armor. And yeah, it definitely is, but it's a good lightweight armor with 65 hit points. It's tier 5. But most of the time I would just sell this, and you know, if you found it in raid. If it was found in raid, I 100% would have sold it. Curious what these are going for. Not as much as I was hoping. All right, so I'm just going to clear my inventory real quick, and I'm going to hop into a Scav raid. So we'll see what we can do about moving this sort of ASAP. What else do we got? Got a drive, got the pick, got all sorts of goodies that run. And then yeah, like I was saying before, just sell these keys to the therapist most of the time, but do make sure you check. So you know, we check with. Oh, yeah, things are weird right now, aren't they? Did I just break Tarkov? I'm sorry. Yep. So Control-Alt-Delete. I don't know if you guys run into the same problem. When I go to Control-Alt-Delete, it doesn't let me. So what I do is if you hit Windows and Tab at the same time, you can make a second desktop. I'll go to my task manager, have it show this window on all desktops, and for whatever reason, once I'm on this desktop, then I can usually do it. Then we got rid of Tarkov there. It I think what happened there is it got into like an endless memory loop, and without going into like the technicalities that I don't really understand, it's like a process got sent through, and instead of it completing as a loop, it like got stuck open, and it just keeps sending, and it's like you just DDoSed yourself, so to speak. Like you DDoSed your RAM. I just shut down, but this changes my game. Yeah, that's the little trick there. So you got to, if you don't have a second desktop open, you hit Windows Tab, so you get that menu, and then make a second desktop. Right click the thing that you want to show up on that other screen, and then you can get rid of Tarkov. So yeah, that was That's a big pain. It happens. Accidentally breaking games is my forte. You should be a tester. I love it. So that's been pretty successful. That's 3 raids in a row I've gone in with like my low level budget kit and come out swinging. By the way, this smoke mask, if it's not found in raids, still worth quite a bit to Ragman. I'm just gonna take the profit. I don't care about my character looking badass or whatever. Just show me the money. All of it. Just want the money. This guy right here, we thought it was about 40k. It's actually 60. Cool. And so as time goes on, these things will go down in price because people will gain access to them through the traders. So if you ever notice like something's really, really high, it's either high level locked and a good item that people use regularly, or it's used for a task. It's one or the other. And like a lot of attachments that are used in the mechanic, like the gunsmith tasks, those can be really expensive. Let's see what else we got here. This MPX drum. Ooh. Unlock that at mechanic level 4. And if it's found in raid, for the most part, I'll sell it. And this is especially true if you find something found in raid and you have the ability to buy it, you should almost always try and sell it on the flea market. Like usually it's going to be worth more. You know, the exception would be if it's the same or whatever. Then don't worry about it. But a lot of attachments in that you have access to, like, you know, a really good example is this. So from proper level 2, you can get these, right? Well, these guys right here, you're going to find on, like, you know, just random AKA 74 SUs. And when you go to, oops, not linked. When you go to pull them out of the raid, they're worth 16,000. So, you know, I'll just sell the one that I get out of the raid and then buy one of these to replace it if I want to use it. Yeah, this is one of like the best value attachments in the game, specifically for AKs. You just slap one on the back of a standard stock. It's awesome. What else we got here? So SSDs we're gonna get rid of to, actually no, I'm crafting with them now, so we're gonna keep that. CPUs are worth a lot. Look at this. People are crafting graphics cards with them. It's like making me think, should I keep them? I think I might actually. Okay. Most of the stuff that I'm planning to keep, I'll just put on my character. And then what else are we going to do? I think I'm going to bring in this bigger rig. So I'm just going to say goodbye to this guy here. He's done a good job. I have too much stuff now, so I have to just choose. We're gonna keep screws, nuts, bolts. We're gonna get rid of this key. I believe we're keeping vases right now. Those are about the same. And fuel conditioner, keeping. Put you back. Keeping. I find and keep too many of these things. I should probably just start getting rid of them. I have never bought a tactical device so far this wipe. I find them, insurance fraud them, and then keep way too many of them. I just keep them on a sprut like this. So if you're trying to save a little bit of space, these spruts are nice for exactly that. I'll keep you, even though I think I have one already. Throw you in there. So whenever I'm outside of the raid, if there's something that I notice that surprises me in value, I try and pay attention to that. And obviously my list of knowledge is like, you know, the things that I need to pay attention to are pretty small. But like capacitors here, I know that these get up to be a fair bit more, and I'm almost through selling my stuff. So I'm just going to sell this at the price that I know I can get for it. That, of course, as well comes with time. But yeah, anything that I notice that's like really garbage, that I'm not getting much for, like this guy right here, you know, I wouldn't go out of my way to take that, but because it was attached to the device, that's good. And then I mentioned before that these mags might be worth something, so I'm just gonna unload it, have a little peek. So we can see here that, again, like I can buy this mag for $18. It's selling for over 20k, which is nuts. So we'll go ahead and ship that off. And that's why I took out the M9A. So we got that. We still want a vendor. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these things. See where I got the room. What else we got? A couple of you. Just running out of room everywhere. I need to find more nuts and bolts. I think what I can do now, actually. I'm not getting nuts and bolts fast enough to take care of all of the fuel because I'm not playing enough. What I mean by that is that whenever my fuel cans are empty, I just want to convert them into some sort of money. So this one here, I have 3 bolts right now. But I do want to get rid of these empty blue fuel cans, so it's the best way to recoup the losses. Grab a Bitcoin for my farm. So this is the reason why you want to have a Bitcoin farm right now. I'm going to sell this to Therapist for 630,000. Egad. Money starts to like pile up later on. But yeah, if you're looking to level up Jaeger, so see how she pays, you know, almost 15,000 for condensed milk. He does too. I find Therapist really easy to level up because, you know, you're selling keys and whatever. So anything that I can sell to Jaeger that sells to Therapist as well, things like condensed milk, I'll just sell to him. I don't need to for him anymore, but it's a nice strategy to pay attention to. Let's see here. What are you worth? Not much. So that was a mistake. I think I could have kept those other glasses. Actually, no, it didn't matter. Neither of those glasses were all that great. Take our ammo and augmentin in here. Just sell my knives. It's not a knife. This is M4 guy. Let's see what kind of ammo he was using in his M4. Oof. That was not his mag. That was a found mag that he had. Nice job with the ammo. Yeah, those are terrible ammos. What was that man thinking? And look at this mag. Holy smokes. So we'll sell these. Oh yeah, I wanted to see what he had in that other one. What you got? MA55. So MA55 is 30 pen. It's not like the worst. And it'll certainly kill me, it seems. But I find that it never works for me. Okay. That's good. Just gonna put a couple things on my character. And now we will go do the scav run. So this is gonna be a pure profit scav run. I'm gonna go make the monies. The easy monies. Yeah, when Tarkov crashes, it's a bummer. I've heard people crashing all day today. I didn't play it all earlier, but I heard that people were having a lot of problems with servers. There's some patch notes, if you guys haven't seen. Just a lot of bug fixes. Some optimization. They say that the things like the workbench, when the workbench gets really leveled up, it goes quite slowly. So they said that they're gonna improve that. We'll see what happens. And the patch notes were released as preliminary patch notes, so we don't have it in the game yet, I don't think. We'll get that soon, probably in the next day or two, I'd imagine. The bug fixes are good. There's a couple notable ones in there. I'm trying to think of which ones stood out to me. I always post that stuff in the Good Vibes Gaming Discord too, by the way, so if you ever want to, you know, keep up to date on that, generally I try and post Tarkov news in there, anything that's of relevance. I do want to start getting better at posting the links to like the dev chats too, so that we could always go back and refer to them if we wanted to. You know, you might be having a convo with somebody and they're like, hey, what are you talking about? And you're like, no, Nikita said this. He's like, prove it. Okay, well, here's the link to the thing. So this is a nice little scav loadout. I mean, the headset and the helmet, face mask. Got dark clothes. I don't even care about the gun, but we got a sight on our gun and everything. This is great. The only bad thing about this gun is that the ammo sucks. And we spawned in dorms. I've seen a lot more of this. We got 12 minutes left. So this is perfect. If you think that having a low amount of time is a bad thing, you're crazy. Hey, what's up, bro? Gotta make sure I protect the armor, right? Just gonna put that in there, put that in there, here. He's already ready to escape, that's right. And now we have an SKS. Yo, what's up, Gucci? I saw you yesterday, sorry, on my last stream, saying goodbye. I didn't get to say goodbye. All right, let's go. This is the perfect amount of time. Oh yeah, I need to pay attention to where my extracts are. Crossroads, railroad to Tarkov. Oh, we gotta go the other way. That sucks. I don't like it. So something you can do to make your SKS a little easier to shoot from is removing the rear sight. And it changes the gun picture. I'll show you what I did there. Let's grab you. So before the gun was like really close up to the screen, like the butt of the gun was right up. Now we can actually see our thumb on the back of the gun. So I prefer this. It just gives me a little more space to view. Later, Jerzane. Babushka. Sweet little babushkas. There's a dead dude. What is he doing over there? He doesn't look like he's got much on him. And we're just gonna like book it around the map. 12 minutes left. You don't need to dilly-dally. I am going to load up the higher one square items right in there. Grab some more ammo. Awesome. Grab some tape. Sure. So we can see that something was missing. That means that someone has been inside these containers. Still trying to clear my corners. Not trying to be too lazy. Cordura. It's always good. Cordura used to be worth a lot more, but now you can actually craft it. Oh, what do we got in here? What do we got in here? So now what we're going to do is put that in there. We're going to get rid of this. Put this vest in here. Alt-click that one. Now we just got a little storage space upgrade. Put our meds back over. Hotkey them again. And then we're going to put our value gear inside the rig. So we're not going to touch it. The SJX is good. SJX. Tape is like okay. Alright. We can do that. Nice. And we may as well grab this. Just for some... Oh! You say it after the scav kills. Okay. Masud babushka. Good night. Now I understand. So I have to go back to the other side of the map. It's kind of a bummer. Some little mouse mechanic gymnastics there. Nothing of value. I don't like this area. It scares me. You'll notice that I never come through this door. I've been bonked by someone just chilling like right here. It's like, hey. So I always come up from the left. I feel like I'm a little less predictable. I'll try to remember this, Jerzane. I will copycat. Wow, someone's been here recently. 8 minutes left. Okay, we're just gonna go to the other side. Railroad to Port is the one on the far right. Railroad to Tarkov is the one on the far left. I hope. I haven't been playing my scavs a lot except for these sessions. So I'm getting like I'm kind of losing some of the extracts that you don't go to as often. Let's go check out this dead guy. Let's see what he's got. Excuse it, Mr. Dead Guy. Mr. Dead Guy. Out of breath. I'm gonna need to relax. Hello, dead guy. What you got? You got headset? You have headphone? Oh, you got an axe. You fancy. Got nothing. Nothing else. 6.55 minutes to go. So I could go get kind of messy in this little area right here. Actually, you know what? 6 minutes. What? Okay. That's a sign. Zigzag. Serpentine. I gotta wait for my stamina. I don't know what would have been shooting at me. I don't think it's Rashala. No sense in going running towards bullets to find out. Who knows? Oh, see? He's ready. When you see them crouching like that, they're ready. Alright, buddy. Are we safe? There's 2 of you. There's 3 of you. Holy smokes. He's got friends. So I'm inspecting gear to, like, decide if this is a worthy enough fight. Nah. Nah. What are you doing? Yeah, be careful. If you're gonna kill one scav, you may as well scout the area. Look for his friends first, because you know you're gonna have to fight them all. Barrel. Barrels are good. Broken LCD, we'll take it. At this point, we're not gonna argue. Garbage loot. We haven't hit the 400k mark yet. It's a lie. Oh, there's a toolbox right up here. Nothing. No. This is not good. I want to know what was shooting. Like, I'm just curious. I wish I could know. Domino's. You got your pepperoni pizza. Somebody called for pizza. Not gonna find anything in here. We just gotta go. Could you imagine if I fought somebody right here? Trying to, like, scrounge the last few Ks out of this run. Oh, this is awful. Just hitting every bag and no. Oh. Oh, we got a bag. Wrench. Oh, batteries, come on. The box. No. We're not gonna make it. I mean, we're gonna make it, but we're not gonna make the profit goal. He's very sad. The heck is throwing grenades up there? Oh no. This is bad. Very bad. Come on. Wait, where are you? It's a lot of bush movement for just me being here. Okay, so there's like one last little building that we might get some profit out of. Go, go, go! Ugh. What are you doing? It's 2 minutes left. Why you gotta ruin my fun like that? Life alert. Ugh. Ooh. He's probably just exiting the raid, running right to left, right in front of me, and I missed him. Boo earns on that dude. I'm just a scav trying to make it in the scav world. What can I do with the black handled knives I get? Those ones you can trade for a P226. That's probably the most useful trade for them from Peacekeeper level 1. But mostly you want to trade for these brown knives. So there's the trade you're talking about. So you need 4 of them. And I think you might need them for a quest later on. I can't even remember. Yeah. What time is it? 7:23. Ah! I don't have time for more. I would like to, but I don't. Alright, friends. Yeah, this mag right here. This was a good one. Made more profit on our PMC than we did on our Scav. That's... And the crazy thing is, like, I didn't really have a choice on what direction I could go. I'm just surprised there was a player there at 2 minutes left. Anything can happen, my friends. Let's collect our money, and we're gonna go. So my plan, and I believe that I have enough time for this. My plan is that by Sunday I'm going to have done some of the research that I would like to do for my reserve, my future reserve video. And then what the live session will look like is I'm gonna run through a basically I'm gonna go from location to location to location. I'm gonna try and figure out what makes the most sense for my reserve exploration. And what this will eventually lead to is I'm going to, because I have to come up with a route that makes the most sense, and I try and go from a linear, or try and go for a linear set of movement from location to location. And then once I have it worked out, then I keep running it so that I have it memorized, that I can do it fluidly, do it well, and I don't need to like do any backtracking, because that's something that I'm like very strict with any of the educational, like the map learning videos, is I don't want any, like, you know, go to one place and be like, oh dang, I forgot, I need to go back here. Like that can't be in the videos. It's confusing to a watcher. I find it that way anyways. So that's gonna be like the reason why I'll be doing such live streaming sessions, because one, I need to do the runs. Two, I can make some content out of it, and you know, if people have things that they want to point out during those particular sessions, they can, or if they just want to come in and learn at the same time. So if you're wanting to learn reserve, and I do end up doing that session then, at the latest, they'll start on Tuesday next week, but my goal is to start them on Sunday, so my next stream, not on Tuesday. So at the latest on Tuesday, if you're wanting to learn reserve, what you could do is you could come by the stream at the same time that I'm starting at. I'm going to pick a starting point, and then you could hop into an offline raid, get to that point, and you could kind of follow along, and we'll talk about the map as we go. That's the plan. Yeah, mission failed. We'll get them next time. That's like, you know, I had like, I think 365k that I lost there. That dude won't even loot me, and if he does, he's probably just gonna get lost in the raid. Like, him trying to get out, I doubt he's even gonna look at my body. Sads. All right, I'm on my way out. Y'all have an awesome night. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate the chatting as always. Stay safe out there. Remember to wear your masks, all those good things. And if you want to come by for the next stream, it will be on Sunday at 6 o'clock Pacific. I stream Tuesdays and Sundays for about an hour, starting at 6. And it's all going to just be, I think on the YouTube side of things, just going to be learning content. If I play another game, I might hop over to Twitch, but then who knows? Might just stay over here. Might be the new home. Jerzane, have a good night, man. Gat Cat, see you later. Gooshi, see ya, dude. Anyone else that's watching, I appreciate you. Ergo, thanks for stopping in. Corey, appreciate it. Oh, I just watched the